It's a great day, as we like to say. My name is Shay Brown, and our company is Peak Performers Institute. And what we do is we teach you an easier way to be successful in sales. And I'm so excited today to be sharing a topic that we're going to be talking about today. And the topic today is going to be rejection proof. How to rejection proof your business. And you might be wondering, who am I? Well, my name is Shay Brown, and I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to get going. So get your paper, get your pencil, get ready to take some notes, because we are going to take the business to another level. What's the topic today? The topic is the secrets to overcoming rejection. Jot that down in your notes. The secrets to overcoming rejection. That is our topic today. It's what we're going to talk about. And I want you to think about what that would mean in your business right now. If you were able to overcome objections without being salesy, Now, you might be wondering right now, who is this for? Who is this presentation for right now? Why should I be listening? Who should be listening? Well, this presentation is for the person that may have a fear of rejection. So right now, you're out there, you're thinking, you know what, Jay? I just have this fear. Now, maybe you're like the guy here, or maybe deep down in the back of your mind, you're worried that you're going to be rejection. Who else is this presentation for? This presentation is for folks who have been hurt. And you know what that's like. Maybe it's a client that you work with. Maybe you lost a big customer. Maybe you went after a deal for 4 months. Some of my clients, it takes a year to get a deal, and it just didn't happen. Who else is this presentation for? This presentation for if you wanted to avoid rejection. And so sometimes you don't call after larger accounts. Sometimes you don't ask for the order. Sometimes when you're trying to set an appointment and the person says, I don't have the time, you get a little wimpy and say, okay, maybe I'll try again later. Who else is this presentation for? And I want you to listen very carefully, because this has been me, and this might be you as well. It's for the person who's really afraid to ask for the order. Have you found yourself in a position where you've been talking to someone and the conversation's gone so well that you really don't want to ask them to buy anything? You don't want to ask them to sign a contract. You might not even want to ask for the next step. You're like, I'll wait till next time. And then I'll wait till next time. If that's you, through the power of improving your words, through the power of using a structure, through the power of using a system, and more importantly, the power of using neural linguistic sales, this right here, this presentation, I'm telling you right now, this presentation is for you. Then I have a mission that I want to share with you right now, and something that I haven't shared yet before, and I'm going to share it with you right now. And here's a mission that I have. The mission is that I've been rejected. And I recall when I was in junior high school, I had fallen in love. I was in the 6th grade, and this person was in 8th grade, and fallen in love with a person who was on the cheerleading squad. And at the time, the person didn't pay me any attention. And maybe more than 10 occasions. I remember one time I asked, I want to say for about 2 weeks straight. I even brought now laters. You remember those now laters? Maybe they didn't have now laters. Maybe you don't remember those things. And she still didn't give me any attention. And this went on for almost the entire year. And you know, when that happens, you find yourself where you're hurt. And I was hurt at a very young age. I never will forget this. I did everything I could to get her attention. I tried giving now laters. That didn't work. We used to have pencil fights back in the day, by the way. Maybe you remember that. You take 2 wooden pencils out. My sons don't do that anymore. And I would say, watch me, watch me. She didn't care about that. And it got to the point, I remember, where I had a conversation and I was talking to someone, and literally I could almost literally recall crying, not because the person wouldn't go out with me, but just the fact of why not me? What was wrong with me? What was inside of me that put this person in a position where they didn't want to go with me? That it was my earliest memories of being rejected when I did my best, when I tried everything that I could do. I was in the 6th grade. I was, back where I grew up in Dale City Elementary, the 6th grade means you were in middle school. Now I know 6th grade right now for some is still elementary school, but it was middle school, and I was just crushed. And I got on the bus one time and I talked to my good friend. His name is Calvin Lawrence, and we went to elementary school together. We went to middle school together. And I remember sharing with him, and he said, "Give it up. Just give it up." You know what I did? I literally gave it up. Why did I give it up? Well, because I was afraid of continuously being rejected, and then amongst my own friends, this guy I rode bicycles with, the guy was on the rescue, and I still have that memory today. I still know the person. But here's what I want you to know, that no matter if that was you and you were in that same situation, let me share with you what I've learned. Let me share with you what I've learned, because what I learned helps me today, not only from a personal perspective, not only from a business perspective, but it helps me as a human being. And here's what I want you to know. It's a simple phrase. Jot this down in your notes. Please just put this down in your notes. I can't remember where I heard it from. It might have been Tony Robbins. Better than your best. That's right. Right now, just right now, in the private, in the elusive, exclusive Facebook group, head on over to virtualnetworkinglive.com and then just type on the keyboard, "Your past does not equal your future." Hashtag better than your best. In fact, let's share this with someone out there. Rejected in the past. I've been rejected on more than one occasion, by the way, in many areas of my life. But here's what I know. My past does not equal the future. And for those out there right now, this presentation is for you if you're ready to double your revenue. You're ready to help more money time. And I couldn't wait to share this powerful message with you, to share what we've done with our clients, to share what we've done with our own company. I mean, Peak Performance Institute is doing this itself right now, and it's teaching other people. And it's going to help you. And it's possible you have never been in this type of conversation. A conversation around rejection proof, rejection therapy. Really, really excited. So you might be wondering right now, who is Shay Brown? Who is Shay Brown? Let me take a moment to tell you a little bit about myself and our company. But first, let me ask you a question. This is a very serious question. I want you to look at this right now. Have you ever been in love? Think about that. Have you ever been in love? It's a very serious question, and the answer is yes. I know I've been in love. Think about what it felt like. Or if you're in love right now, what does it feel like? Think about how you carried yourself. Think about your self-esteem while you were in love. Think about what you tried to do to make sure the person you were with understood, and how more you communicated with them, and how much more you were in sync. Now here's what I want you to imagine. Imagine losing the love of your life twice. Yeah, I've been married not once, but 2 times. And the love of my life walked out not once. Talk about the ultimate rejection. That's tough. But twice. And can you imagine what that's like when your car is being repossessed? And if you're out there right now and you're hearing what I'm saying, who do you know who's been divorced? If you've been divorced right now, just go ahead in the private group, if you want, just privately in the group, go ahead and put out there, "I have been hurt." Just type that right now. If you've ever been hurt in your life and you know what it feels like, and if you've been through a divorce and you want to share that with me, and with all those that are listening, put out there, "I have been divorced." So I want to know who out there has been divorced. I want to know out there who's been hurt. I want to know who's been through some struggles right now. Who's had their car repossessed? I mean, think about that. You have your business. You worked as hard as you possibly can. I'm raising 2 boys. My 2 sons, they decided they wanted to live with me, by the way. So I found myself out there, and I'm looking, and I'm doing everything I can, trying to find business, getting my company off the ground, getting started, and I find myself in this situation where my car is repossessed. I'm trying to help people live their dreams, and my car is being repossessed. That's really tough to do. And so after that happens, you find yourself, at least myself, okay, I started a business, going through the second divorce, cars repossessed, and then I find myself in bankruptcy. I just flat out ran out of money. And maybe you've been there. If you've been there, who has been through this? Who has been through this? You know, here's what I want you to know. Not only am I going through this, but at the same time, my 2 sons are seeing me go through this. That's, you know, you're trying to be the man of the house. You're trying to do the right thing, and you're starting a business. You want to be an entrepreneur. You're going to help other folks out there. And now your kids, 2 sons who decided they want to live with me, I'm raising them, they see me going through this. And it's tough. I mean, it's one of the ultimate tough things to go through. So I'm starting a business, no clients. I'm thinking folks are going to work with me. And why do I think folks are going to work with me? Well, because when I got started, just a quick backdrop, I've only worked for 2 companies my entire career. You see, I worked for Citibank after undergraduate. I went to Morgan State University, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. So shout out to all the Morgan Bears out there. I love the school. Shout out. Oh, Doe was raised his hand. See, Doe, you didn't know that, did you? Shout out to those Morgan Bears. And then after graduate school, I went to Johns Hopkins, which is also in Baltimore, Maryland, to get my MBA. I worked for Verizon for the next 9 years. And I didn't do sales there either. And then back on May 31st, 2004, they gave me the pink slip. Some of you have taken a lot of programs. You bought some things that didn't work. You got books that you never used. You have these videos that are on your shelf. And maybe you're like me, but you're at a place where you believe in your heart that you can do this. You can do this. So I go out and I invested $5,000 with a gentleman by the name of Eric Lofton. Now, business consultant, that's what my card said, but the reality was no one anywhere was hiring me to do any consulting at all. That wasn't happening. I was really taking the ideas that I was learning and I was teaching them to other folks. Here's what I want you to jot down in your notes. And please, if you're taking notes, put this into the private, into the elusive, into the exclusive Facebook group. Jot this down right now. This created a breakthrough for me. And this might be all that you need right now. Just this one idea. And how many ideas do you need to change your life? Really, how many ideas? And here it is. Selling is a learned skill. You can learn to sell. We all can learn to sell. If I can learn to sell, you can learn to sell. Jot that right down in the private and the elusive, exclusive Facebook group. Selling, just hold up. Selling is a learned skill. Hashtag double my revenue. We're going to put that hashtag on there. Selling is a learned skill. Hashtag double my revenue. In fact, look above the feed right now. If you already did the Facebook, do it again or click the Twitter one. Just go ahead and click it right now and then share it out and just put selling, S-E-L-L-I-N-G, is a learned skill. After that, space, hashtag double my revenue. Because I believe that you can double your revenue. You learn how to get these selling skills that I learned. So I learned these ideas from Eric. I took Eric's course. I've taken Brendan Bouchard's course, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, you name them, Danny Johnson, you name them. I've took the courses. And here's what I can tell you. I applied those in my business. And my business grew. We stayed in business. We hired people. We leased office space. And then I started teaching these same sales ideas to everyday people who are just like me. And I'm probably just like you, are many of you that are watching, or many of you who are listening to me right now. I'm still in the field every day. I got my sleeves rolled up. I'm in the trenches. I mean, I know what it's like to live on 100% commission. And so I'm excited because now the mission of our company is to teach 10 million sales professionals over the next 10 years how to make more sales with less effort. And that's what our intent is, and that's what we're going to do. So let me just share with you what I learned. Let me just take a moment, if I can, and let me share. You might be wondering, Shay, what did you learn from all this? What can you share with me? Yes, I'm going to talk about rejection proof. Yes, I'm going to share some neuro-linguistic sales, the science of neuro-linguistic sales, so you can really improve your business and you can double your revenue. But you might be wondering, what have you learned? Here's what I want you to know.
I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working. There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to get on the treadmill together, right? There's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm going to die. Those of you right now, your life is not where you want to be. Like, your life, you messed up. Or you're doing good, but you can't find a way to get to great. Just because you failed doesn't make you a failure.
Here's what I'd like for you to do. Jot this down in your notes. Winners never quit. That's right. Just right now, possible that you can live your dreams. It's possible that right now, with the message I'm going to share, that today is going to be a game changer. And I'm looking forward to sharing this message. I'm excited about the opportunity to share with you, and I'm excited about the possibilities that are going to take place for you today, because you see, there's one belief I have. The sales superstars aren't born. They're made. And I make them every single day. And today, just you hearing this message, you can become a sales superstar. Even if you don't believe you can become a sales superstar. I want you to know that right now, as you listen to me right now, that Shay Brown holds the belief for you that you are a sales superstar. You're already a champion. You're already a winner. Just the fact that you showed up right here, I'm going to acknowledge you for just showing up, for just participating. Part of life sometimes is just showing up. And because you showed up, what that tells me is that you have the potential right here inside of you to perform at a higher level. And not only do you have that potential, but you're willing to do something about it. So I acknowledge you. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks for participating. I'm so excited. We have so much information, you know, because here's what I want you to know. Here's the one belief that I want you to know. And just jot this down in your notes, if you're taking notes. There is an easier way to be successful in sales. There's an easier way to be successful in sales. And we're going to share that with you today on how you can make more sales with less effort. That's right, make more sales with less effort. And I'm going to share all the ideas that I have. Now, I really have two outcomes for our time today, really two outcomes. My number one outcome is to provide value, to share with you the best ideas from a neuro-linguistic sales perspective. Now, you may have never worked with a neuro-linguistic sales professional before, because I'm one of 5 master practitioners that exist on the planet right now. So I'm excited that I'm here sharing this message with you. I'm going to share it with you from another perspective, another angle that's going to allow you right now to go out there and double your revenue. And I'm confident at the end of our time together, I'm confident you're going to walk away with at least one idea that you can use immediately, instantly in your business. It's going to help you double your revenue. And you only need one idea, and there's nothing more powerful than a good idea whose time has come. And today could very well be your day. And that's my number one outcome. My second outcome, at the very end of the presentation, for those that make it to the very end of the presentation, I'm going to extend an opportunity for you and I to stay in this conversation over and beyond today. And I've done something that we've never done before to everyone, every single one of you. If you have a desire right now, you make it to the end and you want to double your income, you want to be able to participate, then I'll share something with you. And I can't wait. And I'll give you all the details at the very, very end of the presentation. But here's what I promise you. It's an opportunity for you and I to stay in this conversation. You and I, me, not a machine, not something else. You and I. And I'll tell you all the details at the very end. So let's go ahead and share just a couple of things I want to share with you. First, rejection is not a reflection of how good or bad you are. I want you to know that right now. Rejection is not a reflection of how good or bad you are. We all know that no one really likes rejection. Colleagues that you're going to what? You're going to connect with each other. And then you reach out to the person and you call them and you leave a message because they didn't answer the phone. And then you leave them another message because they didn't answer the phone. Maybe you sent them an email. They didn't respond. Maybe you went to Facebook. They don't get rejected. That life's okay, that everything's just fine. But I want you to know right now, this is a good feeling from a mindset perspective. Here's what I want you to know. You're not alone. You're not alone. There's other folks out there. They've been rejected at some point in their life, but they were able to move on. Let me share a quick story of one of our clients that we were able to work with.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karanda Fleming. I'm out of Greenville, North Carolina, and I just finished the Extreme Ultimate Makeover with Shay Brown and Trevor Otts here in Maryland. And oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, it has revolutionized my business. I am now ready to take over the world. I'm ready to just be the best boss that I can be. I can use my passions and I'm able to profit from that. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to seek out help with Shay Brown and Trevor Otts with this business makeover. If you're a business owner and you're looking to improve your sales, if you're looking to improve your clients, your prospects, you ensure that your business is the best business there is within whatever niche that you are out there for. So he has a whole team of people that is going to cater to you, and you're going to be that boss as you design and make over your business. So with that being said, go on out there, get started, get signed up.
But she was at a place in her business where she believed in her heart that she had the right product. And all she needed was just to make a few changes here and there. And those few changes could be the difference between a $10,000 a month or $15,000 a month. Could be the difference between a $5,000 a month or a $0 month. And patterns that help Karanda and many of our clients that are just like you. They're everyday folks. Some of the folks we work with, they make about $80,000 a year. They actually pay themselves after taxes and everything. But that's okay. They got purpose. They got passion. They have a desire to help other people. And that are folks that are just like you. So let me go ahead and share just a couple of keys to handling objections. Just a couple of keys as we get started. And then once we go through a couple of keys, I'm going to get really deep and focus in the area of language patterns, words that you're using, scripts that you use as well. First is that objections unlock your personal greatness. So although you've been rejected, although there's been an obstacle there, although someone has told you that it's not possible or that you shouldn't do it or they're not going to work with you or maybe they didn't renew the contract, it's still inside of you lights this fire, lights this desire. And in some cases when other folks are rooting against you, you step your game up. It's kind of like sports, by the way. I love watching sports, love seeing what goes on. And sometimes we root for the underdog, right? There's a number of times where that's happened. But the rejection allows you to really excel in your personal greatness. And here's what I want you to know. Jot this down in your notes. Just put this in your notes right now. If you're watching in the private, in the elusive and exclusive Facebook group, I want you to jot this down because this is what I really believe deep down in my heart that objection does. Objection handling makes you unstoppable. Like once you understand the structure, once you understand the system, once you can get your mindset wrapped around that is not personal, and then once you have an outer game strategy, which are the tactical things you've got to do, then you find yourself being unstoppable. Someone right now in the private, in the elusive, exclusive Facebook group, which you can get to by going to virtualnetworkinglive.com. Again, virtualnetworkinglive.com. Go ahead and type these right above, right above there, click on it, and put hashtag unstoppable, because that's what you're going to do. When you're rejection proof, you are unstoppable. It's not that you're better than anyone else. No, that's not the case. It's not that you're trying to convince someone or persuade them. That's not going to be the case. What is the case is you've got the mental toughness here. What is the case, you know exactly what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and why you're going to do it. And I'm going to walk you step by step through that. So go ahead right now, put hashtag unstoppable. Now the question that comes up, and it's a common question, is how? Say, how do you unlock these keys of greatness? How does it truly happen? Can you walk me through it? Can you explain it to me? And the answer to that question is yes. Listen very closely to what I'm about to share with you right now.
Growing up in Beijing, China, I did not want to be a revolutionary leader or a model worker. I wanted to be Bill Gates. He came to my hometown to speak when I was 14 years old. I love his story. I love the fact that he blazed his own trail and made the world a better place. For those of you who are Mac users, you might dispute that. But I love his story. I said, actually, I like him so much, I said, I'll go where he lives. So I came to the States when I was 16, dreaming to become a world-class entrepreneur. Then I did all the wrong things. I fulfilled my American dream. I got degrees, a job, a house, cars, and dogs, you name it. I got life was comfortable, but deep down inside, I wasn't happy because I didn't pursue my original dream. And when I was 30 years old, and my wife was pregnant, and I felt old, and I felt I missed the boat. And this is over. If I couldn't become an entrepreneur when I was a single guy or a husband, how can I be an entrepreneur? And I was excited. I didn't pursue my dream. I hit the ground running and started building a team, found a business idea we liked, and I built a prototype. Then I started looking for investment. So 4 months into my venture, I was presented with a major investment opportunity. I thought that's going to take the company to the next level. And I really, really wanted it. I thought, I was sure I was going to get it. Like, how can I not get it? I believe in destiny, dream, and purpose, and all that. I wanted it so bad, I dreamed about it 5 different times. Each time waking up thinking, I got it. But then reality hit. And that hurt. And secondly, I was running out of time. I felt maybe this is not meant to be. Maybe I should look for a job now and wait, and instead of wasting for a couple more months. Then again, when you marry someone amazing, great things happen. My wife came to me. She's like a quarterback grabbing the face mask. And I will film the process and I'll blog about it. So the world can keep me accountable to finish all these rejections. So I started going out and ask for some crazy stuff to get rejected. For example, I went to a burger joint. After eating, I said, can I get a burger refill instead of a drink refill? And then one day I went to PetSmart and said, hey, can I get my hair trimmed like a German Shepherd? And this last weekend, I went to a random Super Bowl party saying, can I join you guys? I brought chips. And of course, I got rejected. But amazing things happened. I started getting yeses, a lot more than I thought. And here are some of the yeses I got. One day, I knock on the stranger's door saying, can I play soccer in your backyard? He said, come on in. I'm like, okay. And one day I tracked down a police officer driving his car and said, hey, can I pretend to be you and drive your car and sit there? And he's like, do it. All right. And then one day I was flying. Before my flight took off, I asked the flight attendant saying, can I give the safety announcement instead of you? They're going to pay a lot more attention to me, trust me. And he said, go ahead. Okay. All right. Thank you. See you.
Well,
so that was before donuts, and now it's after donuts. And her name's Jackie, by the way, and I was blown away by the customer service, but also just a human kindness she showed me. And a lot of people shared my feeling. That video got 5 million views in the span of 2 weeks. But the story did not stop at a viral video. People started following my blog and sending me emails after emails thanking me for doing this because they all share this fear of rejection. And for example, there's this actress in New York, and she told me her life is miserable because every audition to her is almost like rejection therapy. She's so afraid someone else will be better than her, her life is not happy. And then there's this French young man, and he said, I see the same girl at the gym for a month, and I think she likes me too, but I'm so afraid to ask her out because I don't want to get rejected. And then, of course, there are people sending me emails asking me to ask things for them to fulfill their lifelong dreams. I know about 6 degrees of separation. I'm now 2 degrees of rejection. I'm not sure that works. But this got me thinking. I saw rejection face to face. I started thinking, what is rejection? What is this monster that cripples us? We all have this irrational fear about. So I started researching, I started reading, I started talking to successful people on their rejection stories. And I want to share these couple things. One is rejection is actually constant. I got people writing me emails saying, I want to get a certain place in life so I don't get rejected anymore. That's not true. The higher you go, the more you will get rejected. In the latest presidential election, President Obama got 51% of the popular vote. He won, but we forgot he got rejected by half of the country. This leader of the free world, he got rejected 61 million times. And also, rejection is just a number. And once you reach that number, a no will become a yes, and you'll become much better for it. This story of C.S. Lewis, he got rejected 800 times before he was able to sell his first manuscript. And he made himself better in the meantime. Had he given up, there would be no The Chronicle of Narnia. And then there's Lincoln. We all heard the story of Lincoln got rejected many times before he was to become the president. But I'm talking about the movie Lincoln here. The director, Steven Spielberg, he got rejected by Daniel Day-Lewis 3 times before he was able to persuade him to become the main actor. And each time, he completely rewrote the script and made it better. Now it became a masterpiece. It has a good chance to win the Oscars. I don't mind to start a poll and then start betting on it. And being an entrepreneur is about finding a problem and developing a solution for it. And I found this problem, this universal problem of people's fear of rejection. And I will not stop until I find a solution for it. And whether that's through traditional media or it's through some new technology. I also need your help. You can let me know if you have any ideas. But lastly, had I not put myself out there constantly, I wouldn't have learned these 2 things. One, if I open up myself to the world will open itself to me. I didn't have to do this alone. And secondly, rejection, it could be constant, it could be painful, it could be very, very feared, but it also could be delicious and very useful. It's nothing but a number. And for that, I want to thank Bill Gates and my courageous wife, and also, of course, Jackie and her box of donuts. Thank you.
We're going to still become an entrepreneur. We're going to become a business owner. We're going to become sales professionals. And let's just think for a moment, if we can. Just think for a moment. You're in this profession, the highest paid profession in the world, and you decide to take this step. And when you think of a salesperson, what do you think of? Like right now in the private, in the elusive, exclusive Facebook group, as you're watching right now, when you think of a salesperson, what do you think of? Like what pops in your mind? What type of person pops in your mind? Just go ahead right now in the private and elusive, exclusive Facebook group. Share. When you think of a salesperson, what do you think of? Just go ahead right now. Just go ahead. Just go to virtualnetworkinglive.com. Just go ahead to virtualnetworkinglive.com and type that in. And I'm going to share with you what most people tell me when they think of a salesperson. What do most people think of? Like, okay, this guy right here, right? This is what most people think of when they think of a salesperson. They think of a used car salesman. They think of a guy like this with a plaid jacket on. They think of a guy normally with a white hat and maybe some yellow shoes. That's what most people think of. They think of, if I pull my phone out and I was to look right now and take a look and say, okay, what do people think of when they think of a salesperson? What do they think of? Well, they think arm twisting. Okay, I would agree with you. Arm twisting. They think manipulative. They think of someone that's just trying to get over on you. They think of a fast talker. They think of someone that's just trying to be slick and sly. And you know what? Once upon a time, you had a seminar and you look back and the person in the back of the room says, how do you know when a salesperson is lying? Like right now, here's a question for you, in all seriousness. How do you know when a salesperson is lying? I said, well, I don't know. Because truthfully, I didn't know. You know what the answer is? Person says, what? Their lips are moving. Their lips are moving. And that's what most people think. And so they have this fear of asking for folks because they're thinking what the other person is thinking about them. But that's not what a sales professional is. It's not what a superstar is. No, nope, that's not what it is. When you think of a salesperson, none of you that are watching right now, at least most of you watching right now, you're not an arm-twisting person. You're not a fast talker. You're not trying to persuade someone to do something they don't want to do. You're not trying to convince someone to give up their money and you're not going to do nothing in return. That's not who you are, yet that's what most people think of. And even if you don't see yourself as a salesperson, you're like, Shay, I'm not a salesperson. It's okay. The other person you're talking to, you know, that other person, they see you as a salesperson. And here's what I want you to know. Let me share a definition that was, I'll tell you, her bank account, her bank account just didn't reflect how good she was. She took a step. She hired us. We did a lot of things with her, but here's something that I shared with her because it was shared by being my mentor. I'm like, boy, if it's working with my mentor and it's working with other folks, it's going to help you. Here's what I told herself. I said, let me give you the definition of selling. And I want you to tell yourself this 10 times a day for the next 7 days. That's right, 10 times a day for the next 7 days. I want you to say this one sentence. Go ahead and jot this down in your notes. Just go ahead and jot this down in your notes. Selling is a learned skill. I'm sorry. Selling equals service. It's just 3 words. Go ahead and jot those 3 words down. Selling equals service. In fact, right now, we're going to share this out. We're going to pay this message forward. We're sales professionals. We're business owners. We're entrepreneurs. We believe in what we do. We're not like the old way of selling. We're part of this new generation. So right now, right above the feed, hit the share button. Just hit that share button right now. We're going to share this message out. And here's what I want you to put. Selling equals service. Space. Hashtag better than your best. That's right. Selling equals service. So hit the share button right above the video. Just hit the share button right above the video, right there in the video, and then put selling equals service. Space. Hashtag better than your best. Because you're going to tell yourself every day, you know what? You're in the highest paid profession in the world. You have an opportunity to make unlimited income. You may have gotten into this profession because you said to yourself, Shay, it's not about the money, but I got in here because I've got a great product. I can help people. I can service them. And as a matter of fact, on any given day, you can give yourself a raise. So here's what I want you to tell yourself 10 times a day. Will you tell yourself 10 times a day for the next 7 days? Selling equals service. In fact, right now, all of you out there, I'm going to give you a raise. See, that's the benefit of being in this profession. We can give ourselves a raise on any given day. So right now, in this present moment, I'm giving myself a $10,000 raise. I'm making that declaration to all of you who are listening right now. All of you right now, you're hearing the sound of my voice. You're watching me through these fiber optic lines. Maybe you got a hold of some recording that was out there and you got your hands on it and you listen to it. Give yourself a $10,000 raise right now. I just gave myself one. How do you do that, Shay? Well, I'm going to tell you how to do that. I'm going to walk you step by step. But first, if you're hearing me and you're listening and you're with me, I mean, I'm with you, you're with me. Here's how we're going to communicate right now. In the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, just put out there, hashtag double my revenue. In fact, look above the feed right now. We're going to share this out. We're going to make this declaration. We'll make this promise. It's not going to be a goal. It's going to be a promise because a promise is much larger than a goal. A promise is something entirely different. A promise is something you make to yourself. So right now, right above the feed, just click the feed. Just click the feed right now. Click the feed. Boom. Hit the share button. Now you shared it. Now you're going to put hashtag double my revenue. Hashtag double my revenue. Now you gave yourself a $10,000 raise. Maybe that wasn't enough. If that wasn't enough, no problem. Poof! Just gave yourself a $20,000 raise. If all you need is $5,000, hey Shay, $5,000, I'm good. Life is okay. I don't have to run around. No problem. We're all giving ourselves a raise right now. Doesn't that just feel good? I mean, I'm going to share how to do it. But just go ahead and shrug your shoulders for a moment. Say, God, Shay, that feels, woo, that feels good. Now, we got to go do some work. We got to roll our sleeves up. We got to solve some problems. We got to have the right structure and the right system. I'm going to walk you through that, but I want you to know it's possible. The raise you just gave yourself, you can do that for the rest of your life. So let's talk a little about rejection therapy and some things that we have to go through because we all got to come together now. We're all in this present moment. We're all here. And now it's time to step back and have a little rejection therapy and talk about what we need to do in order to take it to the next step. So I'm going to give you a couple steps to do. Jot this down in your notes, please. Put this in your notes. Step number 1. Are you listening? Good. I'm glad you listen. Pay close attention. create a rejection diary. That's right. We're going to record the times that we are rejected, our thoughts and our feelings, and why it took place, So we're going to start our rejection therapy diary. Now, some of you, you're like me. You like Trevor as well. You're like, I don't want to write anything down, Shay. I'm beyond that. I'm part of this new age. I'm part of this area of technology, and that's what you're part of. So here's what we're going to do. Let me share what you can do. Go ahead and right now, just get your electronic device out right now, and go ahead and download PenZoo. That's right. Now, it says create your free journal. Some of you want to be online. You're like me. You're walking around with your iPhone. You're walking around with your Android. You have the iPad. You have the tablet. You're like, look, Shay, I'm not writing anything down no more. I'm in the new world. No problem. Head on over to PenZoo. Now, this is just one that you can use. PenZoo. I'm going to encourage you right now. Let's go over there right now. Someone right now paid us for it. Here's something else you can do as well. We're recording our rejections. You can use Evernote. Now, Evernote is just my favorite. Why is it my favorite? Now, I'm a little biased because there's an equals among equals. Evernote allows you to record it. So now you can take your Evernote out, hit a button because you're like, Shay, I don't have time to type anything up. Shay, I don't have time to write anything up. Shay, I'm not sure where I can find it. So what can you do? You can then step forward and you can just record it. Just hit the button. Bing! And then once you hit the button, you just record. Now, it might not be what you want to say, but it's okay. And it's private. It's between you and whoever gets a hold of your recordings. But you can also write it in there. You can type it in there. You can do so much with Evernote. It's not a lesson on Evernote, but it's a lesson on you starting your rejection diary. I want you to document it. That's what I'm suggesting that you do, that you document your objections when you were rejected as well. I'm also going to suggest something else. Trevor, I want to make a suggestion to them, and that is that they document the feelings that you had when you were rejected or unable to overcome an objection. Maybe you just felt like it was just all your fault. Maybe you felt like you weren't prepared. Maybe you felt like you was out there and you really didn't know what to do, so you were winging it. You were shooting from the hip. You were shooting from the lip. You were trying to be continuously, spontaneously brilliant off the cuff, and it didn't land. And you knew that when you hung up the phone. You knew that when you walked out the presentation. And you knew you just didn't give your best. Document the feeling. We're talking about why. This is important. Now, for all of you, this is not important. You're like, Shay, I don't need to document anything. Then tune me out. It's okay. But if you know what it means to be in tune with yourself and your feelings, then I want you to hear me. I want you to listen very closely, like you've never listened to one of these broadcasts before. I'm going to share some other ideas, but for some of you, just expressing that emotional side is going to take that first step for you. Now, let's talk about step two. Step two is the goal. What is it we're trying to accomplish, Shay? What's the goal at the end of the day? Why are we documenting what's happened? Why are we documenting what we feel? Why are we documenting the objections that we receive? Why are we documenting the number of times that we were rejected? See, there's a goal here. There's a mission, there's an objective, and there's a goal. One reason is, and I want you to get serious with this. I want you to jot this down in your notes. You just watched the video, you heard it, but you're going to focus on getting 100 no's. Now, you've heard this phrase before. The more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. But you're going to at least have a goal. Now, why are you going to have a goal? Because if you set a goal, you're more likely to get there. Jot this down in your notes. You get what you focus on. Jot this down in your notes. You get what you focus on. And so maybe you haven't been focused on objection handling techniques. Maybe you haven't been focused on how to be rejection proof because you've not been in this conversation. So now you got a goal you've never had before for some of you. It's the first time. Get 100 no's, not because you want to be rejected. That's not it. It's because you want to be conditioned. And sometimes it's like riding a bicycle. You got to practice and practice and practice. And when do you want to practice? In front of a client? Or do you want to practice in other situations? Or do you want your subconscious mind to record what's going on? Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary. You see, the future, by definition, doesn't exist. We're always in the present moment. There's a moment. There's a moment. There's a moment. And so when you focus on getting 100 no's, you find yourself at a subconscious level starting to be able to perform better. You have more confidence. You have greater self-esteem. And you set that as a goal. Now, watch this for a moment, if you will.
Hello, this is Jerry Clark of ClubRhino.com, and I just wanted to share something with you in regards to a couple friends of mine that have really transformed the way I do business. And I can tell you this, for years and years and years, I have been a technophobic. In other words, completely afraid of technology. I've been behind the curve when it came to converting my audio cassettes to CDs, behind the curve when they said something about an MP3. I thought they were talking about 3CPO or something. I didn't know what they were talking about. But you know what? I came across Shay Brown and Trevor Ott, and they had something called an Extreme Business Makeover. I had never heard of it. I had no idea what it was all about, but I heard people talking about it. I heard people mentioning how they were able to transform their business. They were able to really get the technology in their business required to be able to generate more profits than they ever thought possible. And they were able to do Extreme Business Makeover. It's something I highly recommend. I've told some of my other clients about it already, and they are getting plugged in, and they are also getting results, and I hope you get the results as well. Once again, Jerry Clark of ClubRhino.com. Come to my website, sign up for my e-zine, and see the process that's starting to take place. It's all because of what they've done for me in the Extreme Business Makeover. Go get yours while you can. Bye for now.
Now, first met Jerry Clark, he was like a number of you. He was already out there. He was already a rock star. He was already doing really, really well. In fact, some of you may know Jerry Clark. He was a superstar. But here's what we know. Superstars, they all hold one common belief. Do you know what that belief is? It's the belief that they can always get a little bit better. It's a belief they can always get a little bit better. And Jerry held that with him. And he took a step. He worked with us. And some of the ideas that I'm sharing with you, we share it with Jerry. Now, learn it. And you too can do that as well. So let's now talk about something that's going to be very, very important. Let's talk about step number 3. Step number 3 is handling objections. And we'll talk about the type of objection handling scripts that you're going to need. Now, some of you might have a resistance to using a sales script because you say, Shay, I don't need one. It's going to make me sound canned, make me sound rehearsed. It's going to make me sound like a robot. I'm not going to be real. I'll be like a telemarketer. That's not what a script is. A sales script is just words and sequence that have meaning. That's all it is. Words and sequence that have meaning. So if you're saying something and you have a meaning, you're using a script anyway. Or you're winging it. By definition, by the way, winging it is a script. Because after you winged it a few times, you develop patterns. And once you have patterns, you have a script. So we're going to talk a little bit today about a couple of areas that you need sales scripts in. And then I'm going to focus on one area to help you double your revenue. One area would just be lead generation. That would be one area. That's something you got to do every single day. You got to find people that are willing to work with you. Another system that you need, because you only need really 3 key systems in your business. You need a lead generation system, so you need a way to get in front of people who have a problem. The second system you need is an appointment setting system. So you might be asking yourself, okay, Shay, I pick up the phone and I call folks to set an appointment, and guess what? They have objections. I feel like I'm rejected. I want to meet with them face to face. I've got a good reason to do it, Shay. I really do. I'm trying, but I feel rejected because of what? Move forward. And here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Here's the question. Listen very, very closely. Don't miss this. Listen very, very closely. Do you know exactly what to say, word for word, at the end of your presentation, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's over the phone, whether it's through a video, whether it's at a conference seminar? Do you know exactly what to say at the end of your presentation to move your prospect to action? If you do, hey, congratulations. Pat yourself on the back and tell yourself, good job. Go ahead, just pat yourself on the back, say good job. And if you don't, I want you to know this. It'll be one of the top questions being asked right now. I don't have the money. the money. That's a duh, like D-A, the money. I don't have the money. We're gonna address that. Don't worry. Hang in there just a little bit longer. I know I have a very special gift. I told you it's going to happen, and it's going to happen. But this is going to important. This is going to help change you. So, what will you learn as a result of everything you're hearing today? If you said, Shay, boil it down for me. Yeah, you're going to give me the techniques. Okay, Shay. You're going to give me the systems. I get that. It's coming up, Shay. In just a few minutes, you're going to release that to me. And I'm ready, Shay. I've got my hands on the keyboard. And folks have this when they're generating leads. They're setting appointments. They're closing deals. They're going through their personal life and relationships as well. This can help you. That's what I like about sales. It can help you in every area of your business. Go ahead and jot this down in your notes, please. Don't make the sale about you. You see, it's possible right now you're making the sale about you. So when you pick up the phone and you want to call someone and set an appointment and you don't do it, maybe because of the fear of being rejected, you're making it about you. Maybe at the very end of your presentation, you know you can help someone. You're ready to ask them to take the sale, but you're not too sure and you're uneasy. And so you walk away and you don't do it. And maybe you're making it about you. Will they like me? Will they like the product? Are they sure? Do I sound too pushy? See, the one thing, once you type that in, once you put that in, come on over. You can hit the button, knock, knock, knock. We'll accept you into the group. And here's what I'd like for you to do. First thing I want you to do is I want you to hit the share button and help another entrepreneur, a fellow business owner, someone who can at least get the message and pay it forward to someone else. Just hit the share button right above. Just hit the share button. Then once you hit the share button, just type these words. Don't make the sale about you. Matter of fact, put that in the group as well. Don't make the sale about you. Hashtag double my revenue. Don't make the sale about you. Hashtag mindset. And once you create that there, then you have these obstacles in your brain and your mindset that's holding you back that don't exist. So we got to take some time to shift your mindset, shift your belief systems, get you saying, you know what, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And once you do that, you develop your emotional intelligence. So emotionally, you're like, you know what, I can handle this. Shay, Trevor, I'm good today. I can make this happen. I believe that it's possible. And when that happens, you start expecting more what? More yeses. Yeah, earlier we talked about just going out and getting no's, but now you step back, you shift your mindset, you shift your belief system, you're on autopilot. And it's going to happen for you. It's possible today that it's going to happen for you. Why? Because you're a champion. You're already a winner. And once you don't make it about you and you say, I've done the best I can, sometimes I arrive on presentations and I ask myself 3 questions. Question number 1, did I show up on time? That's question number 1. Was I 15 minutes early? If the answer is yes, I pat myself on the back and I tell myself, good job. The second question I ask myself is, did I give a quality presentation? Did I at least handle the rejection from a mindset perspective? Did I use the best words I could to overcome any objections that they may have? And then the third question I ask myself, did I ask for the order? If I do that, then I tell myself, I'm a champion. I'm a winner. And you are a champion as well. But don't believe us. Listen to our clients.
Hi, I'm Christy Little-Jones, and I just completed the 2-day extreme business makeover with Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. First of all, let me tell you how amazing it was. Not only was this the best decision that I made in my business, but it was having the support and people who believed in me and believed in my message, and they came and they ran with it. They gave me all the tools, all the strategies, all of the things that I needed in my business to be successful. And I promise you that if you make the same decision to invest in your business the way I have, I'm very sure, confident, 100% confident that you will receive the same attention, the same love, the same effort that they've placed in me and in my business. They will do the same for you. So my encouragement to you is to make the investment in yourself, in your business, and change the world.
And Christy was just like a number of you, just improving your automation. and being able to become a virtual CEO. You've never put those two together. And think about that. That's like the rocket fuel, the blast off. That's like I call it Shazam. Remember Shazam? We were little. Shazam. You put those two together. The power just happens. And that's what she found herself. And I'm really, really glad. And I'm going to tell you one thing. If you were to see Chrissy today, she would tell you she's not a rock star. She's not a sales superstar. But she's better. And each day she's getting better and better. Recall when she first left out to work with us after our 2-day session, just that weekend. So imagine you come in on a Monday, you're there Tuesday. And then on that Saturday, she has a very important presentation. She implements exactly the language patterns that we suggested. She goes off and makes like 4 or 6 sales. I think they were like $997 a piece, like $6,000. Now $6,000 out there, maybe that doesn't move any of you, but $6,000 for some of you, like, whoa, you just woke up. So Shay, did you say $6,000? I can do that, and you can do that. And then later on, she had to give another presentation. She made a few more tweaks because she documented what worked and what didn't work. We work with her on her very next presentation. She goes out and she makes more sales. Now, here's what I want you to know. She'll have those skills for the rest of her life. There's a lifetime value of being here. And the lifetime value is you can use these 5. You've got to have the determination. But you know what? You have to have the will, and will overcome skill every single day. See, some folks are just more talented. Some folks are more skilled, but you know what? They don't have the will, the drive inside of you. One of the things that my father always says is, whatever you do, good. But there's some folks that are maybe a little more talented, I'll say, than he is right now. But what was he doing? My brother had him in the gym. It's 9:30, 9:45 at night. We go to Results Gym on Capitol Hill. So he's in a very private gym, and he's shooting 100 jumpers in 4 different spots on the floor. The guy's 11 years old. Now, I remember a time where he might not even be able to sit there and do that, but his shot is going in. I'm watching. I'm like, well, did he just hit 18 out of 20 shots? What's going on here? And then he shows me how he can dribble 2 balls at the same time and then go behind his back with 1. You know what? I saw in him the will to go out there and do it. If you believe you have the will, then you're going to be able to be very, very successful. The second belief you have to have. This is just a belief. Now, he has the belief that he's going to be in the NBA, and I believe him as well. If you believe you have the will inside you, here's what I want you to do. In the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, hit the share button first. Just hit the share button, and then put hashtag I believe. Just put hashtag I believe. Just put that in right now. Just put that right now. And then also type it into the group as well. Just hit the share button right above, hit the share above, and then put hashtag I believe, because I believe you. I believe that you have greatness inside you. These are 4 things you got to believe. First, you got the will. Then you got to believe that you have greatness inside you. Watch this video. Don't believe me.
We have something that no animal has. And what it's called is imagination. And what imagination allows you to do, it allows you to see it before it actually happens. What I mean by that is I need you to go 10 years into the future, 20 years into the future, and I need you to see yourself actually becoming the person you want to be. You gotta live in the forward. Block the whole world out. Put some music on, some classical music, right? The piano if you need to. I don't know what you need to listen to, but I want you to take 30 minutes. Go in the closet, go in the basement, go to the library, go into a room alone. And I want you to take 30 minutes and I want you to imagine. I want you to take 30 minutes and I want you to live in the forward. See, the problem is I'm talking to some of you guys, the problem that you're having is you're living in the future and you're living in the present. And you keep talking about the mistakes. You keep talking about the past. You keep talking about your trials. You keep talking about your situation. And I want you to know that everybody that's ever been great, everybody has had an obstacle to overcome. They've had a barrier that they had to climb. There is no individual who's ever reached success and he didn't have to go through an obstacle or a barrier to get there. I need you to live in the future. I need you to go in your future every single day. I need you to go in your future. I need you to see what you're going to be. Listen to me. What you are to be, you're now becoming. And so you got to use your imagination. And your imagination has to take you beyond the pain. Your imagination has to take you beyond the trouble. Your imagination has to take you to the next level. We had to see ourselves there long before it happened. The second tool is we got to embrace faith. I have to have faith to believe that the thing that I see 10 years from now, 20 years from now, that one day that thing is going to be successful. When I was homeless at 16, I could have quit. When I was homeless, I could have given up. There are many days that I thought about committing suicide. But I said to myself, just keep imagining, keep thinking, keep seeing what you're not now, but what you're going to be. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes you're going to look all around you and nowhere do you see success. Nowhere do you see anything that remotely looks like success. But you got to embrace. Number two, you got to embrace the faith. You got to believe that although it's not happening right now, if you keep pressing, if you keep pushing, guess what? One day is going to be your day. That's right. I need you to say that with me. One day is going to be your day. Embrace the faith. You got to be able to see it and believe it, that when there's no evidence around you, when there's no evidence around you, when you got pain in your life, when you're tired, you feel like giving up and you feel like quit. When you look around you, you don't see anything that looks anything like success. You got to embrace the faith and believe that one day going to be my day. But one day can't be your day if you give up. If you quit, no day.
Best is yet to come. And no matter what you're going through right now, no matter the challenges, no matter how many times you've been rejected, here's what you can do. You can follow some very specific steps. You can take advantage and understand some language patterns. You can do what others have done right now, and your past will not equal your future. I'm ready to open up the vault. I'm ready to share it with you right now. But here's what I want you to know. The best is yet to come. Now we're going to talk about how to handle objections. And what are they called? Objection handling techniques. That's right, objection handling techniques. And I'm going to walk you step by step through some of the techniques that you can use right now in your business to handle objections. Now, when you think of objections, I want you to think of three things. There's only three ways that you can handle objections. The first way that you can handle objection is you can ignore the objection. And then pretend it just never exists. Some people have that personality. They can ignore it and just keep going. That's one thing you can do. The second way, objection, you say something, how do you feel about moving forward? You throw them something, they give you an objection, and you kind of have this banter go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a hot potato. And we'll talk about that. So there's only three ways, and that's pretty cool to know. So here's what I'd like for you to do first. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, just how you go about it. Don't worry about that. If you're a 4, don't worry about that. If you're a 10, don't worry about that as well. But where do you think most people are? Like most people we work with, they're at a 6 or below. And if you're a 6 or below in handling objections, think about how much money you're leaving on the table every single day. Here's the question I have for you to ask yourself. How much extra money are you leaving on the table each month as a result of not implementing objection handling techniques? Maybe some of you it's $5,000 per month. Maybe some of you it's $10,000 a month. Some of you listen right now, you have a team right now. And think about how much you improve your mindset, you improve the words you're using, you earn an extra $5,000 per month, and it goes into your bank account month after month after month. Now it could be more than that, but let's just say $5,000 per month. Here's the question I have. What would you do with the money? How would your life be different? Maybe some of you would pay off credit card debt. Some of you would pay your mortgage off. Some of you would save for retirement. Others of you, you want to send your kids to a school of their choice. And many of you out there, many of you, maybe you just want to take a vacation. Maybe you just have peace of mind. I don't know what it would do for you, but here's what I do know. Here is what I know for sure. You listen to me for just a little bit longer. You improve your objection handling skills. You become rejection proof. And there's going to be a lifetime benefit. Now, I don't know how much longer you plan on being in business. I'm 46 years old today. Not today, today's not my birthday, but that's how old I am. And I'm going to do this till I'm about 75 years old. Maybe not at this pace, but till I'm about 75 years old. So I've got about a 29-year run in me that's left right now. About 10,585 days, right? So if you took 365 days times 29 years, I've got about 10,585 days left. And the type of conversation most of you have with me right now, that's why I want you to listen with new ears right now. That's why I want you to watch with new eyes. I want you to pay very, very close attention, because what we're going to be talking about is very important. And why is that? Because objections are nothing but questions in disguise. And it's really an opportunity to open up closed doors. Objections really are just buy-in signals. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at buy-in signals. So let's go through a few of those buy-in signals right now. Number one, objections are an ideal opportunity for closing. Person says they have an objection, put you in a place to be able to speak to them, to be able to talk to them, be able to have a conversation. And as you do that, you say, whoa, there's an opportunity. The door is still open. they have another question. See, that's a mindset. We'll get to a technique, but that's a mindset. Don't want you to get to the end of your presentation and say, would you like to meet with me? Would you like to sign the contract? And they say no. And the minute they say no, your body language is like, oh, darn. I knew that was going to happen. No, 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 no. You say, well, you know what, Shay? I was just on rejection proof. And I just heard one of the secrets. And one of the secrets is it's an opportunity to close. The door is still open. But I've got to do the right thing. Here's what I want you to know. The toughest objection isn't the one you don't recognize. It's the one that you create in your own mind. See, some folks go into a presentation and say, my company's not big enough. I haven't been doing this long enough. I don't have past performance. Why would they hire me? They have doubt walking in, and they create these objections that the prospect or the existing client never said existed. Talking to someone recently, maybe I'll share a quick story, and they've been in this business now for over 10 years. And they're sharing with me all the reasons why they believe. He said, sure. I said, are you a fortune teller? Don't be stupid, Shay. All right. Do you have a crystal ball? Shay, come on, you're playing with me. No, I mean, like really, are you in the mind of your prospect? You know what they're thinking. See, what I'm hearing is that you didn't ask the right questions. These were objections you put in your mind based on your own intuition, based on your own belief system. You don't know if they're real or not. Now, I get it that the person's been doing this for a while. I get that. But here's what I want you to know. You know what objections holds most of us back? It's the one that we create in our mind. So we don't want to create it in our mind. We want to be able to ask the right questions. We're made to lead the prospect. We're made to educate the prospect.
Hello, I got some great news for you folks. You know, my name is Dr. Ali Yassin, also known as Go Rich Mind. But I've had the pleasure of teaching the principle of the Mastermind Alliance. And folks, I have aligned myself with two incredible geniuses, Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. These guys had brought me in to do an extreme makeover on my packaging of myself. And let me tell you something, folks. I don't know what you're doing or what type of business you may be in or what are you doing to market yourself. But all I know for sure is one thing, and that is if you want to upgrade the quality of your life, the quality of your bank account, the quality of your product and your professionalism, I would strongly recommend that you get in contact with Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. I have been around a long time in the industry of production, speaking, traveling the world. And I have never seen, if you see some of the work they do, the graphics and the coaching that they do, it is phenomenal. And they are absolutely walking genius. So strongly recommend that you check them out, Trevor Otts and Shay Brown, on taking your product, taking your life, taking your lifestyle to the next level. There is nothing to compare what these guys can do to better upgrade the quality of your life and your products and services. Thank you. This is Dr. Ali Yassin sharing with you a shout out to Trevor and Shay. Thank you.
Here's what I want you to know. If Ali can do it, so can you. What I'd like to do is share something that you may not have heard before, but it's going to help you with handling objections. And it's the 7 objections you can't overcome during a sale. Now, I'm a very positive person. I mean, I believe that you can overcome anything. I do believe that, but here's what I do know. It makes it harder. It makes it more difficult. The challenge is really tough when you find yourself in a position and you dig this hole and you're like, wow, what did I do? Let me walk you through those 7 ways right now. And pay close attention. Get your paper, get your pen. Just go ahead and jot these down in your notes. And then ask yourself, what have I been doing that's been, not going to say sabotaging, but it's been holding me back? And how can I be rejection proof and make sure I don't do these things? And then, Shay, tell me exactly what the experts are doing. See, there's 2 ways you learn anything in life. First, you learn the basics. And we're walking through that. And for some of you, you get the basics down, you're going to generate another $5,000 or $10,000 plus a month with just the basics. Jot this down in your notes. Never underestimate the power of the basics. Just put that down right now. Never underestimate the power of the basics. Hashtag better than my best. Better than your best. Okay, you have that down. Then you go off and you learn advanced techniques. You got to learn some advanced stuff. And then you come back and you what? You master the basics. So let's talk about some basic things you can do. I'm going to go through this, so just watch and listen very, very closely. Number one, and this is important, is don't have a long-winded presentation. They give you a certain amount of time and that's the number one objection. It's very difficult to overcome. Number two, nervousness, insecurity, hesitancy. You see, this is very important, and I believe, and this is just my belief, that people have a phony meter. And so you can try not to be nervous. You can say, okay, fake it till I make it, fake it till I make it, fake it till I make it. But you know, sometimes they have that sense. And they're like, you know what, maybe they can tell you're a little nervous. Here's what I want you to know. Jot this down in your notes. People buy clarity. Put that in your notes. People buy clarity. So when you come across that way, then it's hard to overcome this objection that you've created. Why is that, Shay? Give me a $100,000 idea, Shay. I've been with you. I'm listening to you. I feel you. But give me something, Shay, that's a $100,000 idea. I'm glad you asked. Here's a $100,000 idea. This one idea I'm going to share. I believe between now and the end of your selling career, you're going to earn an extra $100,000 over and beyond what you would have earned if you didn't have this idea. And here it is. Jot this down in your notes. A confused mind rarely buys. Put that in the private, the elusive, exclusive group. A confused mind rarely buys. And so you've got to have clarity, because people buy what? They buy clarity. That is absolutely correct. Number three, and this is important, lack of clarity and lack of focus. I just said people buy clarity, so you've got to be focused, because you get what you focus on. Number four, this is so important. I mean, you're eager to close or high pressure selling. Now, I get it, you're not a high pressure salesman. You're not a person with a plaid jacket on and a blue shirt screaming into the phone like that. But this is what comes across as a person is talking to you. So sometimes they're just a little too eager. Slow down. If you get to sell, you get to sell. If you don't, you don't. It's not about selling anyone anything. Our job as sales professionals is to give a quality presentation, and when it makes sense, we ask for the order. What is our job as sales professionals? Is to give a quality presentation, and then when it makes sense, we ask them to take the next step. So there's no high pressure needed here. I don't teach those techniques. There's no influence here. I don't teach those techniques. Yeah, I'm going to share some techniques that have neuro-linguistic sales embedded in it. And what is NLS? What is neuro-linguistic sales? It's the study of language patterns and how they impact the sales process. That's going to be important. Number five, ignoring objections or giving weak answers. And where do the weak answers come from? Well, you're shooting from the hip. You're trying to wing it. You're there. You don't know what works. And you're not too sure when it does work, why it worked. And so you find yourself in this position where you're giving weak answers. And as a result, it's harder to overcome objections. See, these are 7 things that prevent you or have objections that are very hard to overcome. And number 6, failure to establish value. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, so listen closely, tune in. People buy benefits. And so you've got to clearly articulate, what are the benefits? Why should they take action today? Now, there's about 5 different types of benefits, by the way, just as a quick reminder, just something for you to have for your notes. One benefit is tangible benefits. So when you improve your selling skills, you make more money. That's very tangible. Look into your bank account. It's there. Tangible. You can touch that. So that's maybe one benefit that you may have to communicate. Now, you have to communicate all 5 of these, but you want to be able to touch on them and know what's most important to your prospect. The second benefit is intangible benefits. See, by you watching today, you improve your ability to handle objections. You improve your selling skills. You get better. So as a result, intangible, you have greater confidence. You have higher self-esteem. You go after larger accounts. You believe this instinct inside of you allows you to do things that you didn't think you could do. So you can't measure that. You can't put your hand on that. But you wake up a little earlier in the morning. You make one more phone call. You power partner with people you didn't think was possible. See, that's what's intangible. I can't measure it, but it happens. By you being here right now, and I'm putting this sales success software on your brain. It's there. You're hearing this message, and whether you hear my voice or not, it's not about Shay Brown. It's the power of the message. See, the message is that powerful. The ideas are that powerful, and as a result, you become that powerful. And then there's another benefit, which is the sense of urgency. Why do it now? Why take this step right now? Why not wait? Why? Today, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are, we've got a very special offer we're going to do at the end. As a matter of fact, I got a bonus I said I'm going to give it to you, and I can't wait to get it. We're almost there. I can't wait to give it to you. Just for you hanging in there, just for you listening. And then there's another benefit, which is the sense of the consequence of not taking action. So if they don't take action, so what? What happens? So you've got to communicate this. Maybe if you're a plumber, let's say, or you have a leaky faucet, you call a plumber up. So the plumber comes over and they review the leaky faucet. And they say, guess what? You have a leaky faucet. You say what? Duh-rah. So it's going to be $75. I'll fix the leaky faucet, not a problem. You say, I ain't paying $75. Well, for every day that the plumber's gone, you still have a what? That's right, leaky faucet. You still have a what? Leaky faucet. There's some cost of not taking action, just by you not improving your selling skills. Maybe you leave $5,000 on the table. Maybe you have to go work for someone else. Nothing wrong with going to work for someone else. Right now is that you improve your selling skills. That is a benefit. It's impossible to walk away and not use these ideas, but that's not why you listen. The benefit, I will say, of you increasing your selling skills is you make more what? Money. That's right. You make more what? Money. But that's not why you do this either. Send your kids to a school of their choice. Save for retirement. Help a loved one. Maybe there's people that are dependent on you, and you can write a bigger check to your church or to a social organization because that's what you want to do. You leave a legacy behind. You see, it's the benefit of the benefit of the benefit. That's what it is. Entrepreneur's light is never out. We're always working. Now, I'm not saying there's no balance. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes we find ourselves, no matter what we're doing, we're thinking about what we could be doing in our business. And some of you have been with us late nights, been with us early in mornings. But this is my belief. This is a Shay Brown belief that an entrepreneur's light is never out. And number 7, sometimes we just fail to ask for the order. These are 7 things that we do that we create these objections we can't overcome. We just walk away. For whatever reason, we decided, doggone it, I was going to do it, but maybe I'll do it next time. Maybe I'll do it next time. And as a result, we walk away from the deal. We never ask for the order. Don't believe us. Listen to our clients.
Hi, I'm Kelly Perry of Kelly Perry Enterprises, and I just finished my 2-day extreme makeover with Shay and Trevor, and I'm telling you, it was awesome. So much, you know, on the first day it kind of brought me to tears because it's something especially for me to see my dream come to pass. We all have our businesses, we all have reasons why we started our business. And when you get that frustration of not knowing how to make it grow like you really want it to grow, and someone else is able to come in and really show you how to take it to where you want it to be, that right there was like so emotional for me, because it's what I've always dreamed of, is to see my business go to the next level and not just say it, but do it. And so Shay and Trevor and the whole team have really helped bring my vision, my dream closer to its reality. And I'm really looking forward to the relationship and to my business growing. So definitely, if you want to see your business change, you want to you know, really go to that next level, make the changes, you got to do something different. And I believe I made the step to do something different, and I'm ready to see something different happen in my business, and I believe it's going to take place. Thanks again. That
I got from my mentor, Dr. Donald J. Moyne. And this is powerful. This can help you. Right now, before I give it to you, for those that are hanging in there, you're still there. You're like, Shay, first I want to know what the bonus is. Secondly, I'm waiting for the idea. And third, I want to know what you told Kelly, because we've put money in Kelly's pocket. And she's now rejection proof. But jot this down, this is another one of those $100,000 ideas. They're bouncing all over the place. They're coming all through these fiber optic lenses right now. And here it is. Your words can make you rich. Jot that down in there. Put that in a private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group to exactly what happened. She's there on a Monday or a Tuesday. Now, you don't have to come in here. That's not what this is about. But if you're out there right now, you're like, hey, Shay, I want to be able to connect with you. I'll tell you how you can do that. But she took this step. She's already an entrepreneur. This is not her first rodeo, but yet she wants to get a little bit better. She wants to be more comfortable. She wants to close more deals. So what happens at that point? Well, I'm on a plane. I get off the plane in Dallas, Texas. I pull out my phone on the plane, obviously, and there's text messages that are there. And one of them is from Kelly. And Kelly sends a note to say how excited she was that she followed the script, word for word. And she had the easiest close she's had into one of her programs. $1,999. Now imagine this. Instantly, she earns extra $1,999. She didn't see herself in sales. She doesn't even like sales, by the way. But she's an entrepreneur, which is that's really an oxymoron, isn't it? In sales, but a business owner, but don't see yourself in sales. Anyway, but here's the point I want to make. If Kelly can do it, you can. Unleash to you 25 of the best tips. Now, you got to put your name. I'm requiring that. Your first name, your last name, and your email. Why do I need that? Well, we may have to email you the information. We'll probably send it right to your cell phone. But how do you do that? Text the word sales power. That's what I'm requesting. I got to hear it. Sales what? Power. Someone right now in the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, put text 202-270-1662. Text the word sales power, include your first name, your last name, and your email. I'm going to give you just a second to do that. Everybody, just pull your phones out. Just pull them out right now. My phone is vibrating right now. Some of you are just already on this. It's really coming to me. So while I'm talking to you right now, my phone's buzzing. It's kind of funny. But I made a commitment. Now, my super rock star assistant, Ashley Love, is out there. Ashley, we're passing all this over to you, so you get ready. That means I've got to read it, and then I've got to forward it. If you want to put a message in there for me, you're welcome to do that. But text 202-270-1662. That's my personal cell. Text the word sales power. Go ahead and do it right now. I'll hold it. Do it right now. And put your first name. Put your last name. And enter your email. Take a minute to do it. Now, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. Now, don't text me a week later because you just found the time to do it. If you don't have the time to do it now, I don't have the time. The universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. If you happen to be watching a recording of this, because you just got it, we're going to be on the honor system. The honor system means that you're hearing my voice now or you're watching me right now. You take action now. What's the number again? 202-270-1662. Text the word sales power. That's right, sales power, to get the top 25 tips, the 25 best ideas that I didn't even release. I didn't even mention them on here yet, in order for you to be rejection proof and to double your income. Do that right now. Do that right now. And again, 202-270-1662. Text the word sales power. Okay. As you're doing that, let me go ahead and share with you, if I can, right now, something that's very, very important. It's what the 3 toughest customer objections are. Think for a moment. What are the 3 toughest objections that you're faced with every single day? What are the 3 toughest objections that are holding you back? What are the 3 toughest objections that, if you worked on right now, that would really just take it to us right now? The 3 toughest. The first one is there's just no need. The person feels indifference about it. They're indifferent about it. Why do it? There's no need. They should be off doing something else. Whatever you're talking about, they ain't hearing. They're out enjoying life. Yeah, they're sitting there with you. Yes, they're on the phone with you, but we just talked about benefits. Now, if you missed that because you missed it, you just missed it. But for those that were there that were tuned in, we know that people buy benefits. We know that people buy clarity. We know that a confused mind rarely buys. So we've got to turn this no need into how will they benefit from. Again, virtualnetworkinglive.com. Just head on over there right now. Go knock, knock, come on in and share this. If you get the right answer, I would do something special. Just, what do you think the #1 reason most companies go out of business? Like, really, if I was going to my phone and looking out there, I'm sure some of you would tell me your toughest objection you're getting right now. Let's put that into the private to elusive, exclusive Facebook group. What is your toughest objection? Maybe it's I don't have the money. Maybe it's I don't have the time. Maybe it's I got to think about it. And these are objections you're getting when you're closing. I'm going to focus here because you're prepared. Now we can prepare you. There's only 7 to 12 common objections. You know what the prospect's going to say. We know that people perform in predictable ways. Jot this down in your notes. People form habits, and habits form futures. People form habits, and habits form futures. What are the habits of your prospect? A couple of minutes and jot this down in your notes. You can do this. You can do this. I believe in you. So step number 1, write down your 12 typical customer objections on a 3x5 card. So what you would do, and you can write it on a 3x5 card. That's how I started. I used to carry in my bag, I used to carry a black little box. I got it from CVS. I guess they're still in business, by the way. And inside the box, I had these 3x5 cards. In fact, ask me that question. You can put it in Penzu. Yeah, put it in your journal. But I'm going to ask you at least put it somewhere where you can see it. So let's, for purposes of this exercise, we all want to get 3x5 cards. We're going to pay 99 cents. We're going to go get them. You're going to write down your toughest objection, and you're going to put it right there. So now you have them. They're written down. You know what they are. Step number 2. We're going to take those cards and we're going to shuffle them. There's only 12 of them, so how hard is it going to be to shuffle them, right? We're going to shuffle the cards up. And then we're going to place them face down on the table. Now, this is how you practice. This is how you get better. This is how you do like my nephew, who today is only 11 years old, going to the 7th grade. He's gonna be one heck of a basketball player. I'm telling you. By the time season starts, he's gonna be good. Why? Because he practices. Okay, so now you got your 3x5 cards written. You've now shuffled the deck. You have them upside down, spread out, just like you're playing cards, hence the word cards. You're gonna do a show about me. And I've got, Jay, really about 5 minutes to explain to them why they should do it. And I've got to answer any questions they have. Would you walk into Hollywood with maybe $100 million deal on the table? Would you wing it like you at improv somewhere? Like right now, rehearse. You would work as hard as you could. You would write down the pluses and the minuses. You'd go in there, and in that 5 minutes, if something came up and you saw a clock on the wall that was ticking down and you had to answer something, you'd be laser focused. That's the level of effort. And this, what I'm telling you right now, it's technique, but it's also effort. Giver's economy. He believes we're in the giver's economy. And I said, okay, Trevor, I'll give the best we got. We're going to help people. We're going to change lives. People are going to have the best 30 days of their lives. They're going to walk away inspired and empowered, but more importantly, they have all the tools they need to be successful in their business so they can go out and they can give more to their family, give more to their community on the spot. And then number 4, after a few minutes, interrupt yourself again and repeat the process over and over and over again. That's how you get better. I played the French horn in middle school, the French horn. How did I get better? Can you imagine me with the French horn? My brother played the clarinet and got the guitar. And we thought we had a band. But forget all that stuff. Let's just talk for a moment about practicing. See, you've got to put the practice in. You've got to put the effort in. You've got to be willing to persevere. And that only comes from what we talked about earlier, the will to make it happen. The will will overcome the skill and the talent. What will all this do at the end of the day, Shay? Sum it up for me. Let me give you 6 words. It helps you think on your feet. That's what you want to do. That's what improv do. They think on their feet. And so now you practice it, and your mind says, we've been here before. We know what's going on. But don't believe us.
Hi,
Listen to
I'm
our
Dr.
clients.
Pam Love, author, speaker, certified coach, and the leading expert on the science of finishing. I just finished my business makeover with Shay and Trevor, and I want to just share a few things that I enjoyed most about this 2-day intense experience. It was actually absolutely powerful. I'm walking away with not only the resources and information on how to, but they actually put things together for me, which was the most difficult part for me. I would get all of these different resources and not know what to do. They have connected those resources. We had fun doing it. I learned so much information, and I feel empowered to take my business to the next level. So I'm really excited about having worked with them through this business makeover. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep over those 2 days, and I had home assignments and all of that, but they were actually assignments and things that I could do that benefit me, not just for the next few months, but they have given me some tools and resources and strategies that I will be able to use for years to come. So thank you very much. It was wonderful.
Dr. Pam Love Manning is just like you and many of you who are out there right now. She wanted to get to another level. Now here's a person who has a PhD, lots of training, been in the profession for a very long time, and still knew there was more there. She wanted to really make this year her best year ever. And some of you listening right now, you want this year to be your best year ever. You want to live your best life. And so she came to us. Why did she decide to hire us? Well, she was turning 50 this year. I guess she'd be okay with me saying that. She had a big birthday party, had a big bash, she had everything going on out there, so I don't know why she wouldn't want me to tell you that. So it was important to her. And so she wanted to prove where she was. There were things she wanted to do. And so here's what she said. She said, you know, I want to take this to another level. And during the interview process, one of the things that stood out with us is that she wanted to help people. Now she's being able to know what she was going to say, when she was going to say it, and how she was going to say it. Being able to bring people into the Finishers Network. Being able to put together power partners. To do all the things she wanted to do. To be able to get the success. One of the reasons, now, we can't take credit for our clients. I mean, some people try to take credit for all their clients. They're like, it was all about me. I got them there. Heck no, I didn't get them. She's going to be successful with or without us. Just like you. You're going to be successful with or without us. But here's what we did know. She would get there faster with less effort. And so as a result, her Finishers Network has taken off. She studies the art of finishing. See, you know, some people, they're always getting ready to get ready, but never quite ready. They're always getting ready to get ready. And then we have others that just what? They finish. And that's what Dr. Pam loves being able to do. And I'm really happy that we've been able to be a part of that journey. We've been a catalyst to help get that going. So let's talk about now a couple of techniques. Step. How do you feel about signing the contract? And the person asks, I'm already under contract. I've got to think about it. They give you an objection. And I told you before, there were 3 things they could do. You could ignore the objection, you could handle the objection in the body of your presentation, or you can handle it at the end. You waited to get to the end to have this hot potato metaphor. You've got the hot potato. I'm going to give you 3. You pick what's comfortable for you. You mix them up. You have your cards. You can make that happen. You get to the end of the presentation. How do you feel about meeting with me for the next appointment? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy for the next 6 months. You can be nice and all that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Quick question, is that your only concern? Them all out right now, other than not having the money, other than having to think about it, other than having to visit our website, other than having to see it in writing before you sign the contract. Are there any other concerns that you have? See, I want you to know what you're going to say. I want you to practice. I want you to rehearse. I want you to be ready. You can do this. The next technique is called the investigative technique. Now, I like this one. This is my fine. Now, I was like an Encyclopedia Brown guy. Now, some of you might have read the book Encyclopedia Brown. He was one of those detectives that went out and tried to find out what was going on in his neighborhood. It's okay. I'm proud of telling my age. I made it. Hopefully, you'll make it too, God willing, and the blessings fall upon you. But I made it. I can say that. The investigative technique goes a little something like this. How do you feel about moving forward? Shay, I don't have the money. You could come back and say, tell me more about that. How do you feel about moving forward? I've got to think about it. Investigate. Tell me more about that. How do you feel about taking the next step and signing a contract? I'm not sure. Is that your only concern? Tell me more about that. Now let's role play these out. Let's role play these 3 out just for a moment. Let's imagine we're having a real conversation. And this happens every single day. I get to the end of the presentation and I say, how do you feel about hiring me as your coach? How do you feel about hiring me as a speaker and signing the contract? Person says, I don't have the money. Nothing changes in my voice rate. Nothing changes in my physiology. Nothing changes in my tonality. I don't speed up. It doesn't change. I relax. I know what I'm in your budget. Is there anything else that's preventing you from moving forward? Other than the money not being in your budget, are there any other concerns that you have? Because when would you want to get the concerns? Now or later? Don't use objections. Objections is a word we use in sales. That's a sales language. With the client, are there any other concerns? They say, yeah, I do have one more concern. I'm not sure if this will work for me. Reasonable question. Jot this down your notes. It's called a reasonable request at a reasonable time. Reasonable request at a reasonable time. It's very reasonable. They're not sure it's going to work. So I can use the investigative technique. I'm there. I can use any of these techniques in any order, but I only have so much time. So I'm trying to share with you, but some of you have your hands on 40 plus techniques, and you're going to be so prepared, you'll be worried about other areas. You won't be worried about being rejected. No, no, no. If they don't buy, they don't buy. Our job is not to convince them to do anything. It's just to give a quality presentation. When it makes sense, we ask for the order. When it comes to objections, we just eloquently dance with the prospect. We kind of just have this banter go back and forth, and if they don't buy, they don't buy. Maybe another time. So I asked the question, tell me more about that. And they share that with me. See, we just want to keep the conversation going. Jot this down in your notes. Keep the conversation going. Hashtag double my revenue. Keep the conversation going. Hashtag double my revenue. But don't believe us. Listen to our clients.
And I have had a fabulous time with Shay and Trevor on my 2-day business makeover. And let me say this, what has been the most extraordinary, fabulous revelation is that they saw something in me bigger than I could see in myself. And we have literally taken me and my business to the next level. So I am so grateful for their vision, for their extraordinary brilliance, and just pure marketing geniuses at transforming you and really seeing what it is that you are meant to do. They saw in me something that I have been wanting to, that it's a part of me, it really is a part of me. And they dug in it and brought it out. And so thank you to the both of you for my own journey of evolving to the next level and really making a bigger difference in the world and having women truly be fabulous. Thank you so much.
Okay, so here's what I want you to know. If Doris Birch can do it, you can do it. If others have done it, so can you. See, you're not any different. You're just as smart. You're just as intelligent. You have the skill set, but it's possible you've never been in this type of conversation. So here's what I want you to know. The last thing I want to share is just called the story technique. And the story technique will allow you to be able to tell a story as handling part of an objection. Now, why do you want to do that? Because stories to spend time. Stories act as invisible selling. Stories move people emotionally, and stories speak to the person at a subconscious level. And all they know when they hear stories, they go into a trance, and they like you, they trust you, and they may do business with you. And here's a technique. When you get to the end and you ask how do you feel about moving forward, and the person says, I don't have the money. Here's a phrase you can start off with. That reminds me of a client who was in a similar situation. Let me share what they did. Then this is called third-party endorsement or social proofing. That reminds me of a client who was in a similar situation. Let me share what they did. They didn't have the money, but they took the time. We worked out a budget for that was. We worked out an installment program that was comfortable for them, and they took the action. They're glad they did. That reminds me of a client who was just like you. They had some concerns. They had to see it in writing first, but they decided to do it. See, that's the language pattern. That's the structure. That's a system. This is easy. This is simple. Simple is easy. Easy is duplicatable. See, you can do this. Some of you, this is trainer content. You're going to take this content yourself. Yeah, you got to apply it, but then you're going to teach it to other folks. And you can do that right there in the middle of your presentation. I like it when you do that. Let me give you an example. Working with a client, I'm not going to mention their name, and one of the objections they came across a lot was I have to talk it over with my partner. And so I asked this question. That might be something that's on your mind right now. You might be saying, Shay, I just woke up, Shay. I get that a lot. I got to talk to my partner, talk to my wife. And I said, well, here's what you can do. There's two techniques. We have many, but let me share in the time I have. Technique number one, I've got to talk it over with my partner. You could say this. You could ask a question. If the decision was up to you, would you do it? And just be silent. They're going to say yes or say no. You got a 50-50 shot. That means they're going to do it. You just keep the conversation going. You get to the end and say, how do you feel about signing the contract? How do you do? Now, if they say, I don't know what I'm going to do, then maybe they're not ready yet. They say, hey, I'm in. I'm all in. We just have a conversation. When we're spending $5,000, we at least talk to it with each other. That's fair. Reasonable request at a reasonable time. Reach over to them and say, congratulations. Welcome aboard. You're going to love this. Let's get everything completed, everything filled out. Talk it over with them. If there's any changes, let me know. We'll hold this for 24 hours. And then you do the Columbo close. You go, Columbo's like, oh, one more question. Remember Columbo? Peter Falk. He's no longer with us, but Peter Falk. He would say this. One more question. If your partner, if your husband, if your wife says no, what are you going to do? You got a 50-50 shot. They say, I'll do it anyway. I'll take 50-50 any day of the week. That's better than being wimpy saying, okay, I'll come back. I'll let you know what I'll do. I'll call you to a very special offer. I'm going to introduce you to a very special offer. Jot this down in your notes. Put this in your notes. Let's just do this right now. This is for those out there that really need to be ready. We're going to do something really special. In the private and elusive exclusive Facebook group, put hashtag sales swagger. In fact, as you're putting hashtag sales swagger into the private, elusive, exclusive Facebook group, look up top. Just look up top right now. Let's just share this forward. Let the world know we're ready. We are ready. We're going to double our revenue. We gave ourselves a $10,000 raise. We got to perform. We got to step up. We got to raise our game. So what do you need to do? Hit the share button. Just hit the share button and then put hashtag sales swagger. That's right, hashtag sales swagger. Doesn't that feel good? It just feels good. Just go ahead right now. Let's go ahead and shake and say, he's coming to the end. He's ready now. He has one more technique, and then he's going to do something special. He promised it in the very beginning, and he's going to deliver. I know he is, and I am going to deliver. So let me go ahead, if I can, let me go ahead and show you this here. This is the last technique in the time that I have. Here it is. Get to the end of the presentation. How do you feel about moving forward? I tried it before and it didn't work. I'm not cool. No pressure selling. How to sell without being salesy. No pressure at all. Great way to go. You're just there to help them solve a problem. People will pay you there if you help them solve a problem. And once you do that, then you've done your job. You've already patted yourself on the back. Don't believe us. Listen to our clients.
Hello, I'm Ruben West, and I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur. And you know what? There's times in my career where I just wanted to take my business to the next level. And so what I did is I reached out for help. Let me tell you, I reached out to Robert Allen, 5-time New York Times best-selling author. I reached out to Bill Walsh as a mentor and went to his program out of Chicago. He's known as America's business expert. I've reached out to Les Brown, one of the top 5 speakers in the world, and asked him to become my mentor, and I joined his program. But I also wanted to take my business even further. And you know who I reached out to? Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. And if you want to take your business to the next level, regardless of who you work with, if you want to take your business out of the stratosphere, you need to reach out to Shay Brown and Trevor Otts. Don't let anyone tell you the sky is the limit. Why? We know there's footprints on the moon. And I believe with these two guys, I'm going to be walking on it.
Ruben is just like a number of you out there. He knew he could go to an entirely different level. Now, here's a gentleman who, prior to meeting us, in a 10-month window, this is walking right up to meeting us, in a 10-month window, he had worked with Les Brown, and he joined the Les Brown Platinum Speakers, a $25,000 program. He had did the Bill Bartman program, another $25,000 program. He did Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is all in a 10-month window. This is a gentleman who's on the fast track. It's not someone that's blowing through money. It's just he's earned money. He's good. He's bad to the bone. And yet, $60,000+, a gentleman still says, you know, I can get to another level. There's another gear that I have. And I know that I can do this with less effort. He took a step. He hired us. He worked with us. Now, just recently, working with us, a lot of successes that Ruben's had. But I do want to tell you this. He created a brand that was created by us, which is Live Your Best Life, I believe. I think it's a brand. That's not as important as it is that just recently he was able to get his message out. And by working with us, he had a goal, which if he had achieved maybe about 3,000 to 5,000 folks, he'd have been happy. That day he had over 66,000 viewers because he put together a structure, because he had a system, because he knew what he's going to say, when he's going to say it, and why he's going to say it. And Ruben, shout out to you. Shout out to all the Rubens that are out there in the world, because there are a lot of other folks that are out there. We have many, many clients, but we only have so much time. But what I want you to walk away with is that you can do this. The next 12 months will be your best 12 months ever. The next 30 days will be like the 30 days you've never had before. And it's all possible. You might be wondering, Shay, will this work? Can I do all this? The answer is absolutely you can do it. And how do I know you can do it? Because if others have done it. And if others have done it, so can you. When you follow a step-by-step system. And what I like to do right now is share with you how you can stay in this conversation over and beyond today, because the mystery has been solved. The missing piece to your success has been discovered. And I'm excited that I can bring it to you. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited you made it to this point in the presentation. And I'm confident that you want to hear step-by-step how you can do it. Now, I mentioned that there's a very special offer. Just hold on, just a few minutes, You're going to be really, really glad I let the cat out the bag. It's really special that every single one of you can really enjoy. Now, it's a very special invitation. It's not for everyone. So for those that are listening, you want to come to your computers right now, and you're going to pay very close attention. And if you're listening, you want to say, whoa, he just said I better get ready. Yes. Get ready. Never done this before. Now, if you happen to have your hand somehow on some lost tape, some lost video, and you're watching it, then it's all on the honor system. But I'm going to be introducing to you the missing piece. Our 1-year Master Influence series. Now, this is all about sales power. The ability to be able to take what you're doing now to the next level. Now, you might be wondering, okay, Shay, what is this all about? How does it work? What's in it? I'm going to walk you through that step by step. Now, for those that are just curious and you just want to get ready, like, okay, I'm curious, I want to get ready. Just head on over to buysalespower.com. Just head on over there right now. You can go over to buysalespower.com, because it's a very special offer. It's going to be only for very few folks. So you want to have your browser open. You want to be there. And if this is right for you, if it feels for you, it's going to be a no-brainer. You can be one of the first to take action and get it locked in. So if that's you right now, just open up your browser, put in buysalespower.com. The first piece is our Newell Linguistic Sales Program. The value of this alone is $4,997. Now, you won't pay a fraction of that. Don't worry about that. You're not going to pay a fraction of that. I've let the cat out the bag and said I have something already. It's going to be under $100, but let me tell you about the purpose, because that's what you really want. Shay, what's the purpose of the 1-year Newell Linguistic Mastermind? What's the purpose of it? Number one is to gain more confidence. Number two is to have the power to influence and persuade your clients without being salesy. Also, to close faster and easier than ever before. And at the end of the day, to be a top salesperson. How it works. Every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a 60-minute Master of Influence Newell Linguistic Sales training call. many of you have never been in this type of training before. If you're one of our private clients and you're watching, you're like, whoa, I didn't know you opened it up, Shay. Yes, we're going to open it up to unlock the key. And I'm going to bring that to you. You're going to have the notes. You're going to be in the conversation. But let me share some other pieces that are very important, because there's more. You're going to learn how to ask the right question at the right time in the right language. You're going to learn what is the most important, closing larger deals easier. And the money's rolling into your bank account month after month after month. But wait, there are 3 key special sessions you don't want to miss for those that are already at buysalespower.com. Now, you're going to see a special price, a special investment. Don't do anything. If you want to fill out, you can, but don't do anything until I say hit enter. Do not, do not, do not. Number 1, 2 words you should never use in your vocabulary during a presentation. I gave you 7 things you don't want to do because it's hard to overcome objections. I'm going to give you 2. Number 2, how to use future pacing to make the deal stick. To ask this one question. If you would improve in any of the areas that we just talked about, any one of those areas, here's the burning question I have. What's the number 1 question you have, Shay? Here it is. What would happen to your income? Well, you probably agree. It would go up. It would skyrocket. Matter of fact, that raise you gave yourself, $47. Get started today. Get started. That means $47. So you've got to have some skin in the game. There is a step. And then it's $97. You have 6 installments of $97. So we have a way, really an easy way for you to manage your cash flow. And for those that just want to pay it all at one time, we have a very special offer and a way for you to do that as well. So I have a couple of financial incentives just for you taking action today. Let me share what those financial incentives are for you taking action, because I believe in irresistible offers. I'm famous for irresistible offers. So let me share a couple of those. Imagine this, from the comforts of your home with your bunny slippers on, you can be exactly where you are and you can participate. I can't wait. I really can't wait. You're going to really enjoy this boot camp. Bonus number 2 is a 2-day influencing your clients boot camp. And you're going to learn a couple of things. You're going to learn 6 different sets of language patterns we use. Number 1, sold to. How to sell without being salesy. Bonus number 2 is how to connect with your clients instantly. The value of that program is $1,997. How to connect with your clients instantly. Now, some of you you don't have time. You got to at least make some type of connection. And then once you make a connection, you have to be able to move forward. Others of you, maybe that's not as important. But others are like, Shay, how can I instantly do that? At least have a connection where we can have that conversation going forward. We're going to teach you how to do that. Bonus number 3 is how to connect with your clients instantly. So we'll teach you how to proceed. See, language has a frequency to it, and you've got to be tuned into their language patterns. And maybe you've got some of the fundamentals down, but you're ready for that next level. You're ready to say, you know what? These are some things I know I'm not doing, and I just gave myself a $10,000 raise. And Shay, all this is possible? Absolutely true. Absolutely. You want to be able to do it consciously and say, oh, that's the technique I should use right now. I get it. That's what I should do. And we're going to be really, really pleased that we can teach you that and show you how to do that. I can't wait. I really can't wait. Let me just give you a quick summary as we bring this down, because we got a really special offer. The 1-year sales boot camp. Bonus number 2, our crash course on how to connect with your clients instantly. Bonus number 3, how to find your client's hot button, valued at $1,997. Bonus number 4, how to persuade on a conscious and unconscious level. And bonus number 5, a crash course, irresistible offer. So yes, I have a special offer today. Yes, it's $647, or you can break it into installments, $47 down, and then it's going to be $197 every 14 days. That comes to $647. Now, sell more and earn more. So I've got an irresistible offer. First of all, the price is already a no-brainer. But this is the first time, and I want to do something special. I want to tell your story. I want the next 30 days to be your best 30 days ever. And I want the next 12 months to be so far. Salespower.com. Buysalespower.com. If you're already there, no problem. Go ahead and hit enter. And of course, you have to put your credit card in. You have to make sure you list all of your information. You can go ahead and fill all that out now. And it will be $47. I'm doing it for a limited number of folks. So for the fast action bonuses, I'm only doing this for the first 100 folks. At this price, only for the first 100 folks can I do this. Now here's exactly what you need to do. Couple bonus. First bonus, you'll get a 20-minute complimentary session with a master practitioner of neuro-linguistic sales, myself. Now this is to sales success. It's in the archives. We're going to open up the archives for those folks that are taking action that are at buysalespower.com. And I'm going to encourage you to hit over there. I can't wait to work with you. Buysalespower.com. So what's the special offer? Shay, put it up there for me now. Absolutely. And all of the bonus. Welcome to the world of neuro-linguistic sales for those that are already over there at buysalespower.com. Let's talk about, if we can for a moment, the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is you put your money down. So maybe, what's the best case scenario? The best case scenario is you take a step. This becomes the missing piece for you. You put down your $47. You get started. You're in the program. You're on a presentation. You have more confidence. You have greater self-esteem. You're there. You're not being salesy. You're just being you. The sales scripts, the words are in your language. You're speaking the patterns and on the frequency of your prospects. You then, as a result, close the sale. Now, I don't know how many sales you need to recoup $647. Maybe it's 3. Heck, maybe it's 2. Some of you close one sale, it pays for itself. And then you go to another sales presentation, and you do the same thing over and over and over again. And you look up, and this becomes the most profitable investment you've ever made. Where do you head over to? Head on over to buysalespower.com. Again, buysalespower.com. You're going to get everything but the kitchen sink, for lack of a better term. Now, there is a hard way. There is a hard way. It's kind of keep on doing what you're doing. Again, you're going to be successful with or without this program. You're going to make progress. You're going to help more people that you've never used in your business before. Here's what I do know. You will have to expand your comfort zone. The benefit of you doing that is now sales come to you easy. You're no longer finding yourself in a situation of worrying about being rejected. You're able to handle objections in all areas of your business, and you're able to teach them to other folks. And it's so easy. Matter of fact, you didn't even think that was possible, but it is possible. And you were able to do it. So where do you go to take advantage of this? Where do you head to? You head over to buysalespower.com. Again, buysalespower.com. And I know for some of you, this is the right step. I'm looking forward, I know, to working with you. I'm looking forward to the next 12 months being your best 12 months ever. I'm looking forward to you doubling your revenue because of this new power that you have. Not to persuade, not to convince, but really to help more people, to generate more qualified leads, to attract high-paying clients, and at the end of the day, just to close more sales with less effort and, sleep at night, knowing that you've done all that you can do. Just when you think there's nothing left, there's always something left. So what do? You go over to buysalespower.com, enter your first name, enter your last name, just fill the form out completely. You'll get all the details. You'll immediately be put in, and we'll be on another call there. You'll be able to ask questions, and we're going to customize it for you. And yes, we're going to have a one-on-one session. We can only do it for so many. But where do you head to? www.buysalespower.com. Let me share a few thoughts with you, if I can, that really helped me and helped our clients and it's helped our company. And just take a minute as you're over at buysalespower.com and just watch this, if you will.